Give me your top 8. I don't need to hear who's going to be in the cellar of the Eastern Conference.
8, I'm going to take the Atlanta Hawks. I think they're going to make that leap. I think they could actually be probably higher than 8 this year. I'm really high on the Hawks. I really like the way they built their team in the offseason. See, I am one for, big players growing into roles, Sway, and I think Trae Young could do that this year, but I think the Atlanta Hawks are going to make it.
No, they won't, but go ahead.
All right. Fine, go ahead, Sway, motherfucker.
I don't know. They could, though. They could. That's true. They could.
This is going to shock some people. Number 7, got the New York Knicks. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Wait, what?
Number seven, I got Washington. I think Washington's going to be there, and I also think that Washington is not going to be I don't think anybody wants to play Washington in the first round of the playoffs. If Beal and Westbrook are healthy going into the playoffs, the 2 seed better watch out. I'll put it that way.
I'm with you. Yeah. I like those guys together, and I like the mindset that Russell Westbrook's in right now. So look out.
Me too. Me too, bro. Me too. I almost, and I almost did this. That's why I said it's gonna be shocking, but I figure I'd give this next team a little bit of credit. But number 6, I have the Philadelphia 76ers. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
6, huh?
Yep, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Washington Wizards pass them. I don't think this team is put together to succeed. I don't think the combination of Embiid and Simmons is viable and sustainable. I think Doc's going to try his best. And hey, I love Doc, but I just don't know if this team's set up the way they need to be. And if they don't, it was promising to see that Simmons was in those trade talks with Harden, but hey, they need to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll finish that low. I think they'll have a better regular season record that gets them in the top 5. But yeah, again, it's the same thing I've been saying the last year or so. Like, I just don't think these two. It's just not it. It's not going to work. I don't know. I don't know the solution outside of just split them up and see what you can get. I don't know if James Harden is necessarily that solution, but
he is. I think he is. Simmons is great, but Simmons is a number 3 on a championship team. He just is.
Celtics fans don't want it. Celtics fans don't want to hear it, but that would be the Ace Cards Finals would be crazy.
Yeah, for real. All right, do you want to go through your bottom 3 then?
All right, yeah, we can do that.
When we get the top 5s?
Yeah, let's do that.
Battle it out.
All right, I got Washington. They're gonna be such a fun team to watch, but I just think. Yeah, I got them at 8, man. I think they're gonna be a fun team to watch, but I think they're gonna be one of those teams where they fall short, at the end of the games, and they're gonna be some heartbreaking losses throughout the course of the season. But it's a good push for them to get back into playoff contention. I think there's something there to build off of, but I don't know if this year is necessarily the year that they're gonna actually, crack the top 6 or be able to win a playoff round. Oh man! All right, number 7, I have the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers are an interesting team, though, man.
Whoa, you got the Pacers.
Yeah.
I got them out of my picture completely, bro.
Yeah, see, this is the thing about them. They're so interesting because you don't know if this TJ Warren thing. Look, I know he's going to make a leap. I don't think that you can do that in the bubble and then just go back to being your old TJ Warren self.
10 and 10 self.
Yeah, I don't think TJ Warren he's not about that life anymore. He's seen the light. So I think that part's legitimate, but what are we getting out of Victor Oladipo? Where's his head at? I mean, he shot down the trade rumors. He says that he's an Indiana Pacer, but I have to see it on the court. I didn't like what I saw last year. We saw little flashes here and there, and I think what was most concerning about it that the Pacers, they really took their time with him, and he just didn't. I don't know. He didn't look that great. And then it was like, I'm not ready for the bubble. And then it's like, you know what? I kind of want to go to the bubble. No, I don't want to go anymore. So it's like, damn, I kind of wish I got a little more to see where he was at physically. So I think that's a bit of a question mark. And that cloud sort of, where this team could project. If it reaches its true potential, put it that way. I don't know if it reaches its true potential if you don't have Victor Oladipo, at least somewhat of what we saw before the injury, man. When he first got to Indiana, that dude was a monster. He was dropping
He killed
30
me,
plus.
yeah. Be your number. Like, some people are saying, which is ridiculous. This is ridiculous to me, that the Celtics window is closed now because of all the other competition. I mean, I'll just be honest. The fucking Pacers window of being a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference, they're out of here, bro. Like, they're gone. Like, there's so much more competition in the East that I just think that that's a team that's gonna have to say, like, hey, we tried, we were there, but we're never gonna get a superstar. So let's try to fucking draft one. Let's fucking tank. So I think I think that Oladipo will get traded this year during the season. I think he's gonna be a big trade piece, but we'll see what happens. Go ahead.
Right. No, that's actually a good point, because if that is the decision, well, what do they get out of that? You know, how does that change their team? Because as we all know, a team like the Miami Heat, that was huge for them last year. That trade, you know, those pieces that could really change things right before the playoffs, or at least right before you turn the corner and head towards the postseason.
No, I think the first half of the season is going to be an audition for Oladipo to be like, hey, are you healthy enough so we can get pieces for you?
Right. Are we good enough to? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, if you're healthy enough to get pieces, we're trading you. Like, if you're going to be subpar, then you hold on to that asset because you get too much money invested in it. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, number 6, I have the Toronto Raptors. I like the Raptors. I like their culture, their style. I think that's a team that should at least be monitoring this whole James Harden situation. Call me crazy, but I think depending on which players get shipped out, that could be a pretty good team up north. If you put James Harden in there, that could be sort of a similar Kawhi-like situation. I don't know if it's enough to win the title, but it could be enough to get back. It could be enough to get to the NBA Finals. It could be.
So asking a fucking question, douchebag.
You wouldn't?
Why are you being so quiet? Can you hear
fucking
me?
Answer the question. Would you do it, bro? Fuck. Damn it.
Raptors are going to be my number 5 team this year. I then have the Miami Heat at number 4. I do think that they're going to. I do, and we talked a lot about the Raptors, so I'll skip my talk about the Raptors, but I just think they're better than the 76ers. But I think the Miami Heat are going to have a little bit of a hangover, because think about the lack of time, or there hasn't been a lot of time since they just got beat by the Lakers in the finals, right? So is that going to be a good thing, or is that going to be an even worse thing for people that normally get to the finals and then have a tough season coming back, right? I don't know, but I think it's going to go in the negative, because that team's so young, because that team played in an NBA Finals and the most basketball just 2 months ago. I think they're going to have a little bit of a slip. Now, this does not mean that I don't believe in the Miami Heat this year. I just think if we're talking about the regular season and we're talking about, sort of how we're going to see the season play out, I don't see them passing the top 3 teams. And I think they're going to have a little bit of more, just, sort of the same way they played last year, right? They made it through the regular season. They got hot at the end. They came to the bubble, and they were one of they just clicked, right? They went on that little run. I think it's going to be a similar thing. So, I see Jimmy Butler's 1 year older, which and Goran Dragic is another year older as well. So they do have a lot of youth on that team, but their veterans are getting up there. So, and if they're really going to rely on minutes from Andre Iguodala, which I don't know if they are, but they've been telling you about that.
Yeah, but don't sleep on Avery, though. I think that's a great pickup.
Yeah, Avery Bradley's actually a really good pickup, but they lost Jay Crowder.
Yeah. So you sort of made up there, and I think he's in a great spot where he's not going to get a whole lot of attention, which is ridiculous to think, because he was a starter for that Lakers team last year. People forget he was starting for that team.
Yeah.
And obviously not going to the bubble had a huge impact, but now you're on a team where, you're not a starter, but you're on a second unit where everyone's looking at Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, and you can get all kinds of open shots, and you can lock down defensively alongside people who also defend at a high level. So that's certainly a strength on both ends for Miami.
All right, I'm gonna say this because I believe it, but people are going to call me crazy for it. I think Duncan Robinson's going to fall off a fucking cliff this year too.
wait, hold on. Before I forget, speaking of great shooters, your boy Max Struss, he plays for the Miami Heat now, and he went full Carson Edwards. He made 6 3-pointers Friday night, 6 out of 8.
Oh shit.
So I don't know if that's the Carson curse or if that's the old basketball gods telling Celtics fans, he used to be yours, guys. Remember him? How much this team would kill for some shooting like that right about now? No,
bro, we still got Carson Edwards on the bench, bro. If you want fucking preseason shooting,
coming from Dutra, the Carson Edwards, the only Carson Edwards hater, the day after he dropped 8 3-pointers in one night. Fuck out of here,
bro. I'm telling you. And this is going back to what I said fucking before.
You ain't shit.
Stop looking at the fucking preseason.
No, you ain't shit. Get out of here.
Yo, all right, fine. I was fucking right, though. I was fucking right. There we go.
So far it stands. Hang it up.
Number three is the Milwaukee Bucks, bro. I think number 3 is the Milwaukee Bucks. It is the Milwaukee Bucks.
No, it's not. Get out of here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have Bucks at the 3, I have Celtics at 2, and I have the Nets at number 1. And that's where I'm gonna stand. That's where I'm gonna fucking stand, bro. I'm gonna stand there. I got the Bucks. I got the Bucks at 3. Because...
So wait, hold on. Let me be honest here. Did you have the Celtics at number 1 until Friday?
What?
You home swinging motherfucker. Yo,
I'm not a home swinging motherfucker, bro. I'm not a home swinging motherfucker. Why is it weird for me to think that the team that was number 2 in the Eastern Conference last year and made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and were banged up and still pushed it to 6? Why am I crazy to think that they're going to be the number 2 team again this year?
I told you, man. I told you the 2 players that are not on the team, or at least are not active, or one is not on the team anymore, and the other one isn't active, and we don't know if he's going to be active, or we don't know what he's going to look like when he's finally active. I just think it's just too much production, man. Look, it's not just about the points; it's about the assists with. When you talk about someone or 2 people like Gordon Hayward and Kemba Walker, those are your 2 facilitators. They're both gone now. I just think that's a huge hole. Again,
Kemba not gone.
When you had a reduced or hurt Kemba, that did you a whole that. Okay, put it this way: without that, the Celtics wouldn't even made it past the Toronto Raptors. I can't overstate Kemba's value to this team, especially what he meant to him last year. And this year, he's even more important because you don't have Gordon Hayward, and you lost that production, and you lost overall, I would say, continuity within the group. Yeah, the majority of this team was here last year, but with those 2 guys out of the fold and question marks surrounding Kemba Walker and question marks surrounding new players and new roles and rookies that have to be thrust into this without even having the proper rookie route, which is summer league and months of training and a full training camp and a full preseason 6-game schedule. All that out of the window is going to be, that hurts the Celtics in a big way.